crack that door closed a little. Hi.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody. So we're a day late, and we wanted to do a couple minutes to add to that a little bit. Welcome everybody that was able to make it today, even with the shift in days. We're really happy to be here with you. And today we're talking about, I know it's peace, but staying in that space that you've made for yourself without outside influence, feeling it enough that it becomes really natural and part of all day. I hope that some of you have started meditating a little bit, even if it's 5 minutes, or taking a little bit of time to breathe, or in a stressful situation, saying to yourself, in this moment I choose peace instead of the conflict. There are plenty of things out there and to use in order to be able to find that, even in the most difficult of situations.
Yep. And they're all over the place, so so it's good to, I think a lot of times when it happens to me, I just think to myself, you know, once I can get a hold of it, that whether to breathe or to just take that couple minutes time, it seems to me that even if you know, a lot of times we say we don't have time to meditate, or we don't have time to do this, we don't have time to do that. If you keep going in that direction of discord, your whole day is going to spin out. So you might as well take the couple minutes just to get a hold of it, even if you're running late.
Right. What makes you think you're not worthy of taking some time for
true.
yourself? And even if it's the first thing in the morning, you wake up, you say thank you for a brand new day. You just say, I know that my day is going to go smoothly no matter what. Just today, I'm not going to judge anything that happens. I'm just going to go with the flow. I'm going to not think. And it doesn't mean don't go to work and think about what you have to do. Not thinking just really means not overthinking. It's more really learning to listen, and a steady stream of listening to that little voice that hopefully you've all become quite acquainted with since we started doing these lives. We can't impress upon you more how important it is to start listening to your intuition, because that energy that's in your field really does put a whole bubble of energy around you, and it really does help you to hold this space, because you intention it. You're giggling. Go ahead. What are you going to say?
Because I
had a nerve.
I just am thinking to myself, like, I had several situations in this last week actually where there was either, like, I am more and more authentic to myself, right? And so, like, I'm speaking my truth more often and acting from my truth also. So if I don't want to do something that's like really like not what I want to do or whatever, you know, I'm listening to that more often, but then that created a little stress in the circumstance, right? And so again, like,
was it because you were thinking about what other people were worried about? Or?
Well, combination. Yeah, it was a combination of, like, yes. But yeah, so it also is like hurt, or short of it is like when I felt as though, like, in one scenario, I spoke with the person and just like said my piece, which is not really comfortable for me because it's just not something I would do in a regular.
Didn't it feel good once you got it out of here?
Exactly. That's my point, is like, you know, to let go, even though, you know, those moments, like,
it's
got into my space. Right. So I did, you know, had that, and that felt great, and I felt as though for both parties, like, it was relieved. And then there was another scenario yesterday, and this was like work related, where I had like 3 things in a row that came to me that were like really Like, I had to stop myself in the moment and think, what am I thinking to make all this happen at the same time? First
There
of
you
all,
go.
right?
Becoming aware. We've gone over that with you a million
Yeah.
times.
Yep. So I did. So I was aware of that, and I laughed about it too because I was like, I didn't really know what even created the moment that I was having, except for probably the first scenario was still on my mind, like the other one I was talking about. So like that's the thing is like sometimes it's really hard to get out of your own mind, you know, and get out of your own blah 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 stuff that keeps going on, and you know I did laugh. I was actually it was like four things because the fourth one was I was then now stuck in rush hour traffic on Henry Avenue, and I'm like,
With lots of time to think.
well, that was it. I laughed at that moment. I laughed. I'm like, okay, well that was just awesome. So these three things happened, and now I'm stuck in traffic. So
I really do look at being stuck in traffic as
I
okay,
did.
You want me to just be here and have time?
That's
to
exactly what I
think
thought. And after I
not moving.
processed it, traffic like dissipated. I
You're
got
not
a little bit
moving
further
until you
up.
start moving.
Yep, and I'm not even kidding. All of those things. So it helps to be aware. I'm hoping it helps you guys with like real life stories because a lot of times it does come into my mind too while I'm processing these things. Like, oh, this is gonna make a good Phyllis story today, you know, or like something for us to talk about. And you know, and then I really did also go to a place where like all these circumstances will also get resolved
Right.
and be fun, frankly.
Yeah, and don't forget, a lot of the times when we do these shows, they fall on certain lunar phases.
Yeah.
And today, May 25th, happens to be the new moon. Do we know
Yes.
what it's in?
Gemini.
Gemini. So Gemini is the deal maker, the communicator.
Yep. And
So
Mercury's the
communication.
ruling planet or something. So,
Yes.
right? Okay.
Okay.
I read this extensively because
So here's the good thing. We're in a new moon, and it's time to sit down and say, or write down today all of your intentions for like the next, where you want to be in 30 days, what you want to accomplish over the next month or 2 months or 6 months or whatever. And write it down as if you've already accomplished it. And Gemini is all about communication. So really communicate your thoughts. Kim just used a perfect example.
Yeah.
She was able to communicate something, and she said, usually it's really hard. But you know what? The minute you let go of something that's really heavy on your mind, and you let it go, and you hear it out loud, it frees you. It not only like really frees you, but it lightens how you feel, and it makes the next time you need to talk to somebody and express your feelings, even though you know it's not something that they're necessarily going to love,
right.
you can do it, and it just feels so good. So the sun is in Gemini also. Oh, so we're in Gemini.
Yes, because
The new moon's always the same as the sun.
so speaking of that, yesterday was Jamie's
The
birthday.
twins, dual personalities. Watch out for that. So when people are showing you their shadow side and their prominent side, if it switches off in and out, you'll understand why now.
So my fellow Gemini, Jamie's birthday was yesterday. So
Happy birthday,
birthday, Jamie. And mine is Saturday.
Hi Marie, hi Liz.
So we are both Geminis. And hi.
So in going along with all the things that we've been teaching you, isn't it a wonderful thing that you have this free tool to use using the new moon, using it to, I choose to stay in my peace. I choose to stay in my peace. And about outside influences, really, if you can intention this, even if you want to do it like a globe around you, like a clear globe, okay? And see yourself inside of this bubble with all of the things that are going on in the world outside here, and really be able to visualize and keep yourself in that place all day long. And I started to say this earlier, you know, make a list of all the things you want to do each day. Let go of judgment. Forgive those that have wronged you and let it go. Ask Ask for their healing. Because you know what? In asking for their healing, you kind of let go of any emotions that you were connected to with them, or a situation that they brought into your life, or the fact that they may not like what you're doing, or they may not like what you're saying, or they may not like the place you picked to go on vacation, or the job that you're doing, or whatever. You really are able to disconnect, because when you really, really start to use intention to put things into your life and bring yourself peace, you get it like that. It's that instantaneous. You can actually feel, like, in your body, the difference of letting things go and feeling really light moving forward. I had a woman today who, came to me for a number of different things. And one of the things she had on her intake form was she's having a lot of sensitivity to light lately. And I said to her, what don't you want to see? What don't you want to see? Because more and more and more, well, first of all, because of the season, the days are longer, we're having more light. Mm-hmm. This is an absolute sign that we're getting more information, because light is information. The sun, as much as people want to think it gives us cancer and makes us sick, the sun gives everything life. I'm sorry, but it's the sunblocks that are giving you skin cancer. Anyway, and you can look it up, it'll back me up, whatever. Anyway, so I said to her, what don't you want to see? Because sensitivity to light, especially just recently, when we have more light in the day, that information is coming in. You don't have to be conscious of it, but what I want you to be aware of is if you're stopping it. Because the more you can separate from all the chatter and all the outside talk and allow for this information to come in, the more you're going to be in a place where you're vibrating at a higher level, and the lower vibrational influences won't grab you like they do. Mm-hmm. And you know what? You'll be more open to really practicing using meditation, using crystals, using the time of the year, the time of the month, using whatever earthly influences are happening right now, where the planets are. And again, we're not astrologers. There are astrologers for that.
But it's fun. The information is fun.
And it's fun. The information is great. If you really start using all of these tools that are available to us to find your peace, whether it's lighting a candle, a peace candle, a regular candle, intentioning it to be something peaceful. These are all the things that are going to really start helping you be aware and be in an alignment that pretty soon peace is like the only place you're going to be. And the people or the influences around you that aren't as peaceful as you are will start to really not be integrating in your life anymore. And you'll be finding more peace. I mean, that's really what I'm finding. I got to not think for a couple of days. And I never really realized what consecutively not thinking really did. And it really brought me back to center. And I woke up this morning and I'm like, this is definitely not Kansas, Dorothy.
Yeah, I'm thinking as you're talking the whole time, and maybe you guys are too, and we talk about a lot of our topics kind of are always intertwining with each other. We've talked about peace and meditation pretty much the entire stretch of doing this.
Yeah, and what does peace mean to you?
Well, the couple of thoughts that I'm having.
It's a beach for me.
Yeah, well, it's just like to be able to turn it off. And I know that there was times that we've had, these conversations started with me and her sitting here like, okay, but I don't know how to do that. Okay, but I don't know how to do that. How do you do that? How do I stop it? And it's like, the reason why I feel like this is probably helpful, or it's helpful to me every week, is like, whether you're a quick learner or a slow learner like me.
Exactly.
Because I feel like it's been a slow learning process, but every time something comes up, if you can remember to implement one of these things that we're telling you, great. If not, it'll come to you later. And each time, you know, and Jamie, we talked about this too, about like doing the full moon exercises, like, you know, it's first getting out of your head and like, okay, should I do this? Is this weird? Is it all the stuff that you do in your head? And it's like, okay, really, when it comes down to it, you know, when you're looking in the mirror, it's me and you, kid. Like, let's figure out what is going to give us peace. And then
ancient civilizations relied on the sun and the moon and the stars and the planets and the positions and everything to survive, to plant, to harvest, to take cover, to everything.
Dave just asked me about it this morning too.
Now it became sorcery and witchery. No.
Yeah.
It is what it is, and because they're free tools and they're healthy tools. Right. They've been hidden for so long.
I was having my coffee, sitting on the porch, and it was raining, and so we were just like kind of sitting out this morning, you know. And I was like, oh, it's a new moon today, and I'm like, oh, it's a new moon in Gemini, and I'm like sitting there looking up what everything means. And Dave looks at me and goes, what's that mean? Like something with the tides? And I go, well, since our body is more than 70% of water, yes, the tides are in us, and so the moon does sway us. And so when
That's
it
right,
actually,
we're affected by that flow.
Right.
Moon
And so
is lunar, water's
when we
water.
talk about, you know, the people who are really affected by the moon, full moon especially, and like how moods change, well, you are a little off kilter. There are things, you know, your body is ebbing and flowing with the new moon, and then 2 weeks later the full moon. So it's definitely a real thing.
And we're not saying become an astrologer. We're saying
just be aware.
Use these tools and be aware.
Yeah, be aware.
It takes 5 minutes to sit down, if you want to use crystals, put a few crystals together, to set your intention, use the new moon to begin a new project, to begin a new thought pattern, practice new habits, get rid of the old because you did that at the full moon. And really, peace should be a thing. Gemini is all about communications, opportunities, deal making. Make a deal with yourself that just for today, you're going to practice
Well, I would
peace.
first know what peace means to you, because a lot of people don't even know what it means to them to have peace.
Brings forgiveness. Peace to me is just a peaceful, quiet feeling, peaceful, easy feeling.
Yeah.
Okay, I will never sing in front of anybody. I wouldn't do that to you. But like, think about where your most peaceful place is. Write down what peace means to you. In a situation that comes up, look to find the peace in the situation. Look at the peaceful possibilities that could come out of this. Turn it around and change your perception so that you can see that whatever upheaval is happening, it's happening because a clearing has to take place before there's clear sailing. And that's all about the letting go and finding where you want to be. And are you right now where you wanted to be a year ago? Where do you want to be in a month? Where do you want to be in a year? What changes need to be implemented into your life to find that? And for you out there going, yeah. Well, why? What's stopping you from thinking about these things?
Yeah.
Is your job too stressful? Are situations that you're not speaking up about too stressful? Are you letting people influence you to not really do and carry out what's really important to you? Take the leap, wing it. We wing it all the time. I do a lot of speaking engagements. I do a lot of consultations. How can I possibly prepare for what I don't know that's coming? That's the excitement of it. That's the mystery of it. That's the fun of it.
Yeah.
Letting flow whatever's going to flow. And geez, with the sun and the moon in Gemini and communications, Lord only knows what's going to come out of this this mouth over
Should be a good weekend.
Should be a very memorial weekend with Actually, lots of things going on.
Yeah.
A lot of cleaning out. I'm really glad to be
Yep.
taking the weekend to do that, cleaning out a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Cleaning out a lot of stuff to start over, and
Yeah, there's a lot of exciting
really
things.
beginning anew. The summer's
Also
here.
beginning the summer. Yeah. So got my pedicure today. So I was
Beautiful
excited.
long days,
Oh yeah.
sunshine in spite of today, what's going on. But you know what? Today's a new moon. All of this rain, it's wonderful. It's washing out and cleaning the slate. It's a brand new palette to paint your life on.
You know, it's been interesting when we do have sun into like a good sunset, how amazing the colors have been. And I was reading about like how your
A lot of
dimensions,
pinks.
yeah, how your dimensions are expanding and to be aware of them. And one of the things is like experiencing those colors, especially in nature. And I mean, between the flowers, I go every day when I go to the office in Conshohocken, I go down Conshohocken Road, and there's this house, like kind of a weird setup, but they have the most amazing roses I think I've ever seen, like a whole house length of roses.
How
And the
beautiful.
last couple of days I've been like, oh my God,
And just the
that's
fragrance
amazing.
and the vibration
Yeah,
of roses.
I'm just driving by it, and it's like a really congested traffic area, but you're going by, you're like, oh my God, it's just amazing.
And do you know that roses have the highest, they are of the highest of vibration of all
Well,
flowers?
it's a good place.
That's
to
why
live
they're
in.
so expensive, and that's
Yeah.
why rose oil is so expensive,
Oh, really?
because it takes so much to make an ounce of, pure rose oil. But there you go, roses. Just smelling a rose. If you like the smell of roses, and I know some people who don't like the smell of roses. Another flower might be their choice of, whatever.
I like
Um,
lilacs too.
But roses have such a high vibration, and they're kind of like a blanket healer. So roses might be somebody's, peaceful place. Get into that peaceful place. Plan out what you want, the way you want it, in the timing that you want it. Look at the steps you can start taking today with the new moon to get it.
Start speaking your piece and
Always.
living, as authentic as you can.
Like Kim said, really
I've
feeling
been
in your
really,
authentic
yeah,
self.
I've been looking it up kind of on a regular basis, like, the whole, like, what does it mean? How does it feel? And I can definitely tell most of the time I'm living the most authentic. And when I don't want to do something because it's not speaking to me, my entire body reacts at this point. Like, I don't even know that I can physically do it, and-
Right, being cautious about taking that next step is one thing.
Yeah.
But going with the flow and taking that leap of faith is huge. That tomorrow's going to be wonderful,
Yeah.
and as long as you keep peace in your inner alignment, things just flow. They really do. They really do, because your immediate state is exactly what you're thinking. Your immediate thought is putting the vibration into your body, and that's what's actually going out. I mean, find it and stay in it.
Yeah.
And if you need to use the intention or visualization that you have this huge peaceful bubble around you, then that's great. Hi Chris, hi Anna Marie. Thanks for
Betty
being with us.
and Marie and Lilia.
Lilia. That's everybody
A
that
lot
we
of
can
people
see.
here today. I'm
Barb,
really
if you're
happy
out
to
there,
see
we don't
everybody.
see ya.
Barb's there.
Hi Barb.
It's great. It's awesome.
I'll stop sending you that picture, Barb. Because I found a better one. Anyway, kind of take some time today to reflect on the past year, the past month, the past week, whatever. How would you like to go forward? Use the moon, use the energy of the new moon to do it. Write down your intentions as if they're already here. I am in a peaceful place, and I intend to be here. Hi, Maddie. Good to see you, doll baby. Or glad that you're here. Good to see that you're here. So I hope this is really helpful to you. If you have any questions, please always let us know. I know we started a little late, so we ran a little late, but it's time to go.
Yeah.
And we really hope that this was helpful. Absolutely, writing questions. You know, contact us during the week if there's things you'd like to hear about. If you're going through something one day and you want to, you know, inbox us privately, we're happy to really like focus on those issues and talk about them. But we're really interested in getting you out the tools and hope that you're implementing them in your life, because you know what? That's what really helps us to stay positive, stay focused, have clarity in our lives, and really be going forward. And I gotta say, exactly where I am is where I want to be, and that's where I'm very happy with where I am in my life right now.
Yeah.
A lot of positive things happening. So
And I will say next Wednesday we'll be back here again.
Yes.
On Wednesday at noon.
like regular.
Yeah, and we'll be happy to have a new Anne Marie live here in town, and you know, any Barb, come on in and be a live studio
We would
audience.
love for you to be here and like, you know, get the questions in and
Yeah.
really be able to interact. So we love you and we thank you so much for your support.
And if there's anything you'd like us to talk about, let us know in the meantime.
Have a wonderful new moon tonight
And a happy Memorial Day weekend.
and a very safe and peaceful if you're traveling. All right, love you.